Hey there! Now here's a neat little indie game that I just bought, Dear Esther. This was apparently a Half-Life 2 mod at one point, but it got made into a full-fledged indie game. It's kind of an experiment in interactive storytelling, or at least that's how it's described on the store page. Let's give it a shot. I'm always interested in beautiful looking indie games that take a stab at a different way of telling the story. I love a good story, so let's see what this one's like. Let's go. Guess we start with the Lighthouse. You can definitely see the influence of the Source engine that this was originally made in, because the Source engine, that's the Half-Life 2 engine, would have the chapters in little title screens like this. Alright, so the Lighthouse. Let's go. Yes.
Dear Esther, I have lost track of how long I have been here, and how many visits I have made overall. Certainly the landmarks are now so familiar to me that I have to remind myself to actually see the forms and shapes in front of me. I could stumble blind across these rocks, the edges of these precipices, without fear of missing my step and plummeting down to sea. Besides, I have always considered that if one is to fall, it is critical to keep one's eyes firmly open.
Alright. Not sure what he's talking about there, but I guess this is it. Opening with full interaction while talking is going on. I approve of that. No jumping. Pretty much nothing is working here except for moving around and moving my view. Alright. Well, this looks like a lighthouse. This chapter's called Lighthouse, so I guess this is important. I'm really liking the creepy vibe I'm getting here. There's just something really haunting about the music. And just the look of things would be great for some kind of horror game, I think. Oh. I got a flashlight and I turn it on automatically. Alright. Apparently, we've got a lighthouse shed full of luminescent paint. I don't know why it's luminescent, but it clearly is. Alright. Some old water heaters. Looks pretty creepy. It's real quiet when you go in there. Ooh, this is pretty creepy already. Ew. I guess that someone had some explosive diarrhea and then they abandoned the place. And maybe we're going to be haunted by the ghost of the guy who died from explosive diarrhea. Look at how messy that toilet looks, and yet in comparison, look how clean this steam register looks. I don't know, I think that steam register should probably have a bit more rust on it. Just saying. Dirty sink. Is that a razor on there? No, it's just the faucet. 2 faucets. Huh. Must be kind of a UK thing. They don't really do that much in America. What do we got here? Something history. Her Hebridean history, whatever. Some cigarettes or no playing cards. Just looks like a regular person lived here. I'm checking out the graphics because they're lauded so much. I want to see what's here. What's up with the... Oh. That's creepy. Wonder how we're gonna get up there. What happened to the stairs? If those must have come down all the way to like here, that's weird. Because look at the incline of the stairs. Yes, the Cyberg analysis begins. Look at the incline of these spiral stairs. If it kept going, follow it down, it would end like, it would spiral and end like here. It couldn't go from there smoothly down to here without covering up the doorway. That really makes no sense. These stairs should be twisted so that the broken part is like right here or something. Then it could come around and come down in a reasonable amount of time. Huh. I have no clue what this is saying. Oh, wait. This isn't saying anything. It's a chemical element, looks like. You've got carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Yeah, it's some kind of hydrocarbon. Not sure what, though. If you happen to be less dumb about chemistry than I am, please leave a comment letting me know what the hell this is, what molecule this is. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hydrogen atoms, 2 carbon atoms, and 1 oxygen atom. Right? Cool. I guess there's nothing really in here, so moving on. Can't run either. Alright. That was creepy, but I guess that really isn't the big deal. Looks like there's a path going up. I'm gonna go up and keep an eye on what's below. Not sure what time this is set. It's clearly like this has got to be somewhere in the maybe 50s, 60s, 70s maybe, because the stuff in that building looked like it was kind of. Actually, maybe this takes place like either in the 80s or in current times, because the stuff in that building looked kind of like something from the 50s or 60s, I suppose. And there's this old barbed wire here, and there's fences. Kind of cool vegetation. I like that. I like nice vegetation effects. Although, oh, look at that. Look at that. The vegetation turns to follow me so that it's always facing me. I guess that's good, because if you this vegetation is made up of a bunch of flat planes that wave back and forth in the, to make it look like they're waving in the wind. And if it would allow me to see it from the side, it'd be pretty much invisible because it's really got no depth. It's just got height and width. It's a 2D plane in a 3D world. Doesn't look so good up close though. Look at the transparency on these. Just looks strange. From a distance though, see, look at that stuff in the distance. It looks amazing from a distance. They've just got to figure out some better way to have vegetation up close.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form. Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
We got a nice invisible wall right here. Okay, something about a shepherd who lived 116 years after he arrived on the island. And he stayed in this cave, presumably. I assume he means this cave. Because he says it as we get here. What's this? I'm not sure what that's, it looks like an arrow pointing at something. Maybe that the little bumpy things on the side represent the cave. Some kind of box pointing through the cave to something. I really can't make that out. It's clearly painted on there, scratched on there for my benefit. Can I go over this way? Come on. Nope. There's kind of an invisible wall here. It's not letting me through. I guess I gotta fall. Well, at least it's leading me along. I'm not lost. It's just forcing me to go this way. I guess I prefer that than to be lost. It really makes it a lovely beach. How many times in games do you see beaches that kind of realistically like this have washed up little whatever these are? I guess these are crab traps and little bits of seaweed and moss and rope. It's pretty cool. What's that? It's like bags of some kind. Huh. Well, I guess we're here at some kind of sunset or something. So why did he got here in a rowboat? Did he like row to the island? Wonder where he rowed from. Oh, finally, we got some music.
When you were born, your mother told me, a hush fell over the delivery room. A great red birthmark covered the left side of your face. No one knew what to say, so you cried to fill the vacuum. I always admired you for that, but you cried to fill whatever vacuum you found. I began to manufacture vacuums, just to enable you to deploy your talent. The birthmark faded by the time you were 6, and had gone completely by the time we met, but your fascination with the empty and its cure remained.
What the hell is he talking about? What? She had a talent for crying? And you made her miss stuff just so she'd cry? You're kind of a jerk, aren't you? That's a little, in my opinion, that narration, while very poetic, goes towards being excessively poetic, to the point where you're just like, what the hell are you talking about? These are supposed to be carved into the sand, well, cut into the sand like with a stick. But this must have been done recently, right? Because if the tide would come in, it would wash that away. So this had to have been done within the day, I assume. Either that or the developers don't know how the tide works. It seems like it's pointing at something, unless this is just some kind of arcane symbol. I wonder who the narrator is. Is that who we are? Are we the narrator? Or is the narrator somewhere else? No clue. I have no clue who Donnelly is or who person he's talking about.
I found the ship's manifest, crumpled and waterlogged under a stash of paint cans. It tells me that along with this present cargo, there was a large quantity of antacid yogurt bound for the European market. It must have washed out to sea. God knows there are no longer gulls or goats here to eat it.
What? I didn't find anything like that. It must be that. So the guy talking must not be the person we're playing as, because we did not find that, and this is really a strange time to bring that up.